Good morning, students. Hope you remember me. Hope you remember what I said in the previous class. What did I say in the previous class? Yes. Yeah. I talked about Horigelu. Yes. And Horigelu. And before talking about Horigelu, did I say anything? Do you remember anything? Yes, I talked about a woman, a software engineer. Do you remember her name? Yes, Neeta. And I said what Neeta did was not right in that class, isn't it? Now, can you tell me why I said so? Any idea? Yes. You also agreed with me at that time. Yes, yes. Why? Because she always suppressed her problems. She didn't find a person to share her problems with, isn't it? Yes. What do we call a person with whom we share our problems? I gave you a name that day. Do you remember? What did I call those people who listen to our problems? Yes. Something related to Horigelu? Yes, human Horigelus. We met a human Horigelu in the previous class. Who was that? Grandfather. Whose grandfather? Sudhamuti's grandfather. A retired school teacher. Very good. You remember all those things. I'm so happy today. Okay. Let's read the remaining part of the anecdote and let's see whether we can find more human Horigelus in this part of the anecdote. Shall we? Shall we? Say it loudly. Yes. Okay. I'm going to read it. Are you ready? Yes. Later on in life, I got to see something that reminded me of that stone bench once again. That's how she begins. I was working in Bombay, now Mumbai. One of my colleagues, Ratna, was a senior clerk, middle-aged and always smiling. She had done her graduation and been working in the company for nearly 25 years. She went about her repetitive, mundane work with an infectious cheerfulness. That part is very important. What is mundane work? Dull work. What is repetitive? Doing the same thing again and again. So when you do the same work every day, you feel bored. It's boring, dull, isn't it? So in spite of doing a dull work, she had an infectious cheerfulness. What is cheerfulness? Yes, happiness. She had a pleasant feeling. And that is infectious. What is infectious? What is an infection? Yes, something which spreads very fast. And this is not the case of Ratna. You have so many such people in your class also. Some students are very active, very optimistic, very positive, very happy every time. And if you go and talk to them, you also feel the same. Because happiness spreads fast. So happiness spreads rapidly. Isn't it? She was like that. Her cheerfulness spreads very fast. Every day during the lunch hour, she would sit with some person in one of the rooms and they would have long chats. I would often wonder what they talked about. One day, I finally asked her, Ratna, what do you talk with each person for the whole lunch hour? Ratna smiled and said, "They share their troubles with me." I'll repeat that sentence once again. They share their troubles with me. ഏതെങ്കിലും ഇതിനു മുന്നേ കഴിഞ്ഞ ഭാഗമായിട്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും ബന്ധം തോന്നുന്നുണ്ടോ? ആരെയെങ്കിലും മനസ്സിൽ ഓർമ്മ വരുന്നുണ്ടോ? ആരെയാ? Yes, grandfather. She is doing exactly the same work what grandfather did when Sudha was a child. But how can you solve the troubles of so many people? Do you always have an answer for them? This is a doubt which each one of us have got. How can you listen to so many people? And do you have a ready-made answer for all these people? Let's see what she said. No, I only listen. I just listen to them. That's what she said. And that is enough. That solves the problem. I just can't digest this idea. So I was asking her again and again. I was young and incredulous. Who is I referred to here? Sudha Murthy. Sudha was matured and she couldn't believe. How is it possible? But Ratna answered with the same patience and affection that she must have used with all my colleagues. I am not a trained counselor or an intellectual. You have heard of counselors, right? Institutions have counselors appointed to listen to the problems, to help solve the problems, to find solutions for the problems. But Ratna said, no, I am not a trained counselor and nor am I an intellectual. I don't know those theories, psychological theories that deals with human mind. I don't know all these things. I am an ordinary person. No one can solve your problem. You have to do it yourself. നമുക്കൊക്കെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളുണ്ട് അല്ലേ? പക്ഷെ നമ്മുടെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ ആർക്കേ സോൾവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റൂ? എപ്പോഴെങ്കിലും ആലോചിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടോ? നമ്മുടെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ ആർക്കേ സോൾവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റൂ? നമ്മുടെ ടീച്ചേഴ്സിന്, പാരൻസിന്, അവർക്കൊക്കെ കേൾക്കാൻ പറ്റും നമ്മുടെ പ്രോബ്ലംസ്. പക്ഷെ സോൾവ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് എപ്പോഴും ആര് തന്നെയായിരിക്കണം? നമ്മൾ തന്നെയാണ്. We have to find the solution for our problems. Nobody else can solve our problems. We have to find the solution on our own. Then how do you help them? By listening to them. Even now I am not satisfied with the answer. So I am asking again and again, how do you solve this problem? Just by listening to them, how do you solve it? God has given me 2 years to listen to others. I hear them out with sympathy and without any judgment. When a person in trouble or under a lot of strain finds an outlet for his worries, it relieves half his burden. What I just do is listen. And when they come and talk to me, when they share their problems with me, half of the tension is reduced. That's what I'm doing. What will we call Ratna? Any idea? What did we call grandfather? Yes, we called him a human Horigelu. Can we give that name to Ratna also? Yes or no? Yes, we can call Ratna also a human Horigelu. So if we find another human Horigelu here now. I thought for some time and said, it's a question which we all have in our mind, which we all like to ask these human Horigelus. What is that question? Don't you ever break the confidence and tell others secrets you hear even by mistake? So don't you share these secrets with others? See what she said? Not even in my dreams. I consider that to be the worst kind of betrayal. That is cheating. I will never do it. It's the worst kind of cheating you could ever do in your life. I don't think there is a greater sin than betraying someone's confidence. Don't break confidence. One person comes and talks to you because he has confidence in you. Don't break that confidence. They tell me their worries because they know I will never talk about it or gossip about it to another person. Only when they know their words are secure with me, safe with me, can they talk to me freely. Only when they feel that whatever they say is safe within me, they will speak to me. Otherwise, they won't. Think of Neeta. She never said anything to her colleagues. Why? Because she didn't have that confidence in them. She never felt it. That is why she always suppressed her problems. She didn't find a true friend there. That's why she didn't say. So in the same way, when we need a true friend, a good listener, only then we will speak. If we have any doubts, we will just shut our mouth and leave. If we think that what I say is going to be safe with this person, we'll speak frankly, openly. And Ratna says, I'm a listener who never breaks the confidence, who never cheat those people who come to me. This way, I relieve their burden for a short while till they are ready to pick themselves up and carry on with their journey. ഈ ഒരു സംഭാഷണത്തിൽ, രത്നയും സുധാമൂർത്തിയും തമ്മിലുള്ള സംഭാഷണത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് എടുക്കാവുന്ന ചില കാര്യങ്ങളുണ്ട്. ഒരു നല്ല ലിസണർക്ക് വേണ്ട ക്വാളിറ്റീസ് നമുക്ക് ഐഡൻറ്റിഫൈ ചെയ്യാം. We can pick out the basic qualities which a good listener should have. What are they? Yes, one is patience. A listener should always be calm and cool. Listen to them with a calm and cool mind. Second one, affection. When you listen to somebody, you should have a caring mind. You should never force that person to speak something. You approach him with love and care. Then next one is listen to them with a sympathetic attitude, with confidence. Build up confidence in them. Develop a feeling of faith, trust in them. And last but not the least, do it without any judgment. Do you know what it is? Without any prejudice. Have you heard this word before? Prejudice? Munvithi. If you are going to listen to somebody, do it without any judgment. Do it without any prejudice. These are some of the basic qualities. These are not the only qualities. When you think about it, you will be able to find out more qualities of a listener. You can list it later. But in this anecdote, these are the 5 important qualities suggested. Patience, confidence, sympathetic attitude, affection, and without prejudice. These are the 5 basic qualities a good listener should have. Listening to all this, Sudhamurti arrives at a conclusion, and she is now speaking to the readers. Her words, whose words are referred to here? Ratna's words. Uncannily means strangely, echoed my grandfather's, sitting on the stone bench under the banyan tree. Now she is connecting these 2 human Horigelus. Who are these 2 human Horigelus? Yes, grandfather and Ratna. Perhaps in their own small ways, without access to great wealth, both these people were doing tremendous social service. Look at that word, social service. What is social service? Samuhika Sevanam. Yes. Now you decide to do some social work. You are planning to do a charity work. You need to invest some money, right? It needs financial investment. You have to invest money. But look at this service. I would like to call this a simple service which has a confidential nature, which is secret in nature. It's a simple service. What does this service need? Does it need huge amount of money? No. Just 2 chairs and a pair of willing ears. That's enough. And think of the work they do. Wow. They do a great job. When you are listening to somebody, actually you are bringing them back to a normal life. A life of health and happiness. Be a human Horigalu. Listening has a magical power. Offer the suffering minds a pair of ears and a compassionate heart. This little act of kindness can turn one's life around. What a great work we do. You have seen what grandfather has done. You have seen what Ratna has done. It's a great job. No one thought of acknowledging their work or rewarding them for it. But they continue to do so as these acts of kindness give them joy. And we all know they won't get much publicity. They may not get many awards and rewards. But the happiness they enjoy. You have seen how grandfather enjoyed it, how Ratna enjoyed it. That joy, happiness, that is the real reward. And they have it. And she says, if ever I happen to pass a Horigalu in a village, I remember them and wish there were many more of them in this world. Whenever she sees this object Horigalu on the roadside, which is not common nowadays, but still, if she sees such an object Horigalu, a physical Horigalu, she immediately thinks of whom? Yes, grandfather and Ratna. And she thinks, we need a lot of such human Horigalus in this world. Because we all know we are living in this modern world and most of us are walking around with boiling hearts. We need an outlet. And these human Horigalus help us unburden our problems, regenerate our body, mind and soul and continue the life's journey. A Horigalu, human Horigalu, is the most important thing we need to live a happy and healthy life. I'll give you 2 questions based on the second part. Question number 1. How did Ratna remind the author of the old stone bench? Second question. List the qualities of a good listener. You have to go through the second part, find out the answer. And I told you, when you list the good qualities, don't worry, you can find out only 5 in this text. You can, when you think about it, you will get more qualities. You will know these are also good qualities. Okay, you can add that also in the list and make it a long one. You can list it. And tomorrow or day after tomorrow, read the whole anecdote once again and answer the question that I am going to give you. Can we relate grandfather and Ratna to a Horigalu? Why? Horigalu, a brief description, its purpose, idea of human Horigalu, grandfather and Ratna as human Horigalus, importance of human Horigalus in the present world. So you have to write it as an essay and submit it to the teacher. Okay? We have one more work left. You have already studied Matchbox, right? Did you like the story? Yes? Yes. Who is the central character there? A woman. What is her name? Yes, Nomita. And you have already studied that story, you have analyzed it, and you know she has a lot of problems, right? Lot of problems and issues. Did she have a listener there at home? Could she tell all these things to Ajit? No. What about the other women characters there, the Boro wife, Mejo wife and all? No, they were not at all good listeners. She never spoke to them about her problems. That's what we find there in that story, isn't it? Imagine that she gets a chance to meet Ratna. Now, the human Horigelu, Ratna. Imagine yourself to be Nomita and narrate your problem to Ratna. Will you do it? It should not be a lengthy answer. Just write it in about 75 words. Imagine yourself to be Nomita and narrate your problem to Ratna. How will you begin it? Self-introduction. What will you write there? I am Nomita. Yes, I am Nomita. What will be your second sentence? I'll give you 3 options. I come from a poor family. You can write like that. Or else you can say, I'm married to a rich man, Ajit. Again, we can write it in this way also. Yesterday I had a quarrel with my husband. You can write like that also. So, in this way, you have to narrate your problem as Nomita, your problem to Ratna. Write it in your notebook and submit it to the teacher. Will you do it? Yes? Yes or no? Okay, yes, very good. And before we conclude, I would like to tell you something. You have seen peacocks, right? Peacocks are very beautiful. They dance well. But they don't sing. We haven't heard them singing. And even if they sing, it may not be very good. We have seen cuckoo birds. The bird doesn't look very impressive, but it has got a very sweet voice. Isn't it? So peacock looks beautiful, dance well, but doesn't sing. Cuckoo bird has sweet voice, but doesn't have an impressive look. So what I'm trying to say is, we all have our strengths and weakness. ബലങ്ങളുമുണ്ട്, ബലഹീനതകളുമുണ്ട്. Focus on your strength and you will be able to overcome all your weaknesses. We can also live a life of happiness and success. സന്തോഷത്തിൻ്റെയും വിജയത്തിൻ്റെയും ഒരു ജീവിതം നമുക്കുള്ളതായിരിക്കും. Face the world with a smile and the world is yours. We have not wings. We cannot soar. But we have feet to scale and climb. By slow degrees, by more and more, the cloudy summits of our time. H.W. Longfellow. Life has no retakes. So what we do today is going to affect our future. So enjoy life to the maximum. Do all the positive things that comes to you and the success is yours. Thank you. Take care.